At Mark 4, we will quite often see the gybeback, where a boat enters the zone clear and comes up high. The other boat then approaching has a problem, as this boat stays within the circle, turns towards the mark and is on starboard coming back at the boat coming in on port. The port tack boat has little option but to jibe, or ends up going up and following this boat in. When she jibes and heads close to the mark, this one has to avoid. The gybeback. The reason it works is that 18 applies this boat is entitled to room, which means she's exonerated for her change of course to sail to the mark. If after that she turns away from the mark, she is now out of the corridor to the mark and 18 switches off. She's subject to the normal rules of altering course. She must give this boat room to avoid. As long as she's sailing to the mark and to round it, she's exonerated for any change of course or any infringement as windward boat. This boat is required to give her room. So the problem occurs when this boat, instead of heading to the mark, starts heading away. No protection. As long as she stays in the circle, even though she heads away, if she then alters course towards the mark, this is sailing within the room to which she is entitled. So steering towards the mark gets her exoneration and entitlement to room, and the other boat has to avoid, stay clear. So just to be clear, while in the corridor to the mark and while rounding the mark, the boat is entitled to be exonerated for any breach of Part 2, 16, etc. Go outside the corridor and you're subject to the normal rules until you decide to re-enter the corridor when the protection switches back on. It works while you are in the circle. Go outside the circle, normal rules apply. Any alteration of course must give the other boat room to keep clear if you're outside the zone. If you're inside the zone, your alteration into the corridor gets you exonerated.